that. Thank you. Oh, sorry. Crappy throwback. Sorry. Okay, so I think that would be better. So now, based on this path of action now, I can basically block my hand in because I know it's got to follow this path. Okay, there is no question as to what that hand is going to be doing at this point here. I'm just going to block the hand in very loosely like that. Okay. But I'm not going to worry about this hand at this point right now. Okay, so those are my two breakdowns now. So what I can do is start to drop in my in-betweens here. So let's see, timing chart. Okay. So my wrist, right there. Okay, so I'm going to do from 13 to 1. I'm going to do this will be the rollover part, which is my overlap up in this area here. So my halfway in between this and this is number 16. Oh, that's not right. Sorry, am I looking at the right timing? Oh, I'm on the wrong side here. Is it right? What am I doing? 13 to 1. Halfway is 16. Is that? That is correct. Yep, that's right. Okay, so that means that this part here is going to be pulling up here. Yeah, it's just because I looked at it and thought, whoa, that can't be right, but it is right. That's exactly where it's supposed to be. So that's where my wrist is going to be up here. And again, I have to follow this path of action that I've got drawn on here. So I'm going 16, 14. Nope, 16, 15, right? Yeah, 16, 15. There we go. So because my arm is curved in this direction here, it's pulling back in this direction here, I've got to keep that curve going in the same direction. So my one wrist is up here, my other wrist is down here. That overall path of action is out here, so therefore my wrist is going to line up roughly about there. And I've got to follow that path of action on the hand that's looping up and over there. Just going like this. So therefore my hand on this one has to go up like this. So this is very, very similar to what we did on the perpetual ball bounce, where the tail has to follow the path of action that's being described by the ball. So in this case here, the wrist is describing the path of action, which when you go from this wrist here and the curvature on the hand says that's the loop that it's got to follow. So therefore, I have to follow that. If I do anything to deviate out from it, it's going to twitch and move away from that position, and it won't look right. So there, you can see it's flowing through that. When I drop in the next in between, number 14, it'll smooth out that arc on the top. I've got to follow that curve right through there. So for this one, my wrist on this position is up here to here, so halfway in between those two is right here. And the path of action is right here. So I have to curl the hand up and over. So there's the back of the knuckles. Knuckles are up here. And the fingers are going to curve down in this direction here, like that. So it rolls over top of that curvature. Okay. So now if I put these in order and just do a little roll flip here. 12. I don't think 12 has anything on it. No. We'll just see what this looks like. That looks cool. You see that? Okay, so now I need to go 16 and 1 in there. That actually just finishes off that action. So I should show you all of them. Separate. There we go. Okay, so that looks cool. So now I'm going from 1 to 5. So my first in between is going to be number 2. Going from here to here. I don't have the hand on this one here, so I'm going to leave the hand off on that one and just draw the arm in, and that arm would probably go in right about there. So here I just want to get the length of the arm correct. Cut it off right there. So I still have to follow the path of action that's being created in here, so that path of action is going to go like this. And then over there. So now I begin to understand what's going to take place as far as that next hand goes. It's almost being told to me by where these hands are moving to. But I can still modify this one by not having it follow this path of action there. What I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to start to flip the hand down. So it's going down in this direction here. So 2 to 5. I think we use 3. And halfway in between. And here's where I'm going to take the tip of the fingers there and start to roll them down. So instead of it being on this direction here, there's the angle of the back of the hand. I'm going to halfway in between that to this position here. And 4. This is the angle of the one hand, there's the angle of the other one. I want to halfway in between that. Not quite at that angle there. Now I need to go from 5 to 9. So on this one, it's obvious the way the drag is going to be going. I'll probably do a little bit of a loop here and then put the pull in this direction here. So my hand will be dragging back like this. So this is the palm of the hand now here. So my halfway in between 5 and 9 is 8. A big pull there. So match up my length. follow that path of action. Seven. Okay, so now here, just got to think this through a little bit here, because what I probably want to do is put a little bit of a loop in here. So my halfway in between on this will be right about here. Pull it down to a bit. So there's my path of action that I'm going to create for the hand. So I've got to get that rollover to take place on drawing number 6. So the same thing that I did on the top side over here when I had it roll over on that side, this one's going to roll over on this drawing here. So there's the path of action on the one hand, there's the path of action on the other. I got to get this roll to take place in here. So if my one wrist is here, my other wrist is over here, I've got a halfway in between, so my wrist is going to be roughly about there. Curl the hand over this way, which creates a real hard break in the fingers, but bending your fingers way the heck back. But it's necessary in order to get that flow like that. It's a little bit of a rubber hose type thing, like the Popeye commercial cartoons. So 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So we've got the 1, or 13 through to 4. So now we've got 13 to 9. Let's just take a look at that and see how it looks. That's creating a nice action. Okay, good. So now I need to do from 9. Let me just find my, from 9 to 13. So my halfway in between is going to be number 10. My 13 drawings on the bottom here. So now this part here, this is a little bit more tricky because this action here, what I might want to do is have it drag like this and sweep out this way and then come around to this position. So I'm going to have that little bit of a perspective loop type thing. So my path of action is not necessarily just straight up like this, although I could do that. I'm going to pull it out here a little bit further so it actually goes in this direction, which means I'm probably going to have to modify this drawing. Remember, I drew it in lightly because I said I was going to modify it. So I think that's what I'm going to end up doing. Is I'm going to pull this out this way a little bit more. I'm going to do a foreshortening here so that I'm going from wrist here to wrist up here. My halfway position will be somewhere around here with a little bit of a foreshortening. So now my path of action follows this. Which means I'm almost looking at the hand from a straight up side view. So it's flattening out a little bit. Or pass me back the eraser. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to rotate that around. I'm just going to hang on to it for a second. I'm going to rotate the hand around this way a little bit. To put it on an angle this way. See how that turns the hand now in 3/4 view? So yeah, I'm definitely going to have to fix this drawing here up. And then I might have to modify my number 14 as well. So if this is the new path of action coming out and around here, that means that this hand will actually be out like this. That's right. That's better. That looks nicer now. Okay, so 9, 10. Next is 11. 2 more drawings. We're done. So now I'm going to really start to foreshorten this. Last drawing. Okay, so now I just have to modify number 14. 12, 13, 14. Maybe, maybe not. Take a peek and see what it looks like. Yeah, the tip of the fingers have to be turned out. See how it twists the hand now? I've got to modify that to match this. That's better. All right. Okay, so let's take a look at this now. Put them in order from 1 to 16.